So here at beautiful Red Leaf Beach, Red Leaf Bay. I've got a question here. My man's lost his passion for me, never really been interested in sex, written in by a viewer. She said she's in her 20s, he's in his 30s, and been going dating for a bit, a year and a half, and the passion, she finds she always has to initiate the sex. And what he's asking my opinion, what's to do. He would prefer to play it on his PlayStation, and he's not really into the sex part unless she initiates it. And he says that he loves her, wants to marry her, etc. But the lady, the woman, she's not feeling the passion. She's not feeling the passion. I'm not sure if the passion was ever there to start with, but there's a few things going on here. There's many things. So the female, the woman, is maybe feeling unloved because the guy's not giving some passion to her. She's not giving that sexual attention that she craves, or physical attention, affection. And so there's many things that can go on here. Let's go 3 different variables. There could be 100 variables. I think the top 3 that come off my head. First variable could be this guy. He is used to the woman initiating. He is scared of rejection, so he wants to know that the girl wants sex, and so he'll wait for her to initiate it. And some women like that. They're like, I don't want to constantly be poured all the time. Some women are opposite. It depends on the person. It's no right or wrong. It's just different strokes for different folks, pun intended. So he's probably a guy who maybe in the past he would be, overly sexual with a girlfriend. She's like, oh fuck, just back off, you just don't sex me all the time, back off. So he's learned to go, okay, I want to give you space, you come to me when you want sex. And that works for some situations, Everybody's different in the way they have their sexual needs met, or how they communicate, or how they feel loved or unloved, used or abused. Everyone's different, everyone's different. Some people like to be choked, some people don't want to ever be choked. So some people love the initiation, some people want to be chased, etc. So you just don't take it personally. Understand this guy is probably used to, one time in his relationship, he was forceful and he got rejected. So he's like, okay, I don't want to hurt any more girls, I'll let them come to me. And so if you're the girl who's used to being chased, and all of a sudden you're not being chased by your man, you're like, where's the passion? Where's the passion? What, I'm not sexy, I'm not good enough? No. There's a lot of things going on here. And so that's probably the biggest one, is his sexual communication, his style of communication, how he feels loved, or how he gives loves is different to yours. And again, it's not bad or good or wrong or right, it's just different. So instead of taking it personally, maybe sit down and have a chat with him. If he doesn't want to talk, it's probably because he's like scared of being ridiculed, or scared of losing his masculinity, or whatever reasons men have for not opening up, which is definitely a detriment to the relationship. Guys, if you want to have a quality relationship, don't be afraid of opening up and really saying what you feel. Otherwise, you're not really in a relationship, you're just in a hookup situation. And so the second situation could be maybe he's just really tired, or maybe his hormones are out, or he's not eating enough, or maybe he's not aroused by you at all, and he's going to porn, watching that, or maybe he puts all his energy in porn because he's doing that because he's like, I'm not good enough in bed, I don't really make her, she doesn't really have a good enough time, so I'd rather just satisfy my sexual desires with porn where no one can reject me, rather than try in my relationship and have that risk of rejection from my lady and then make me feel less of a man. So maybe that's the second one. The first one is he has a different love language style, a different way he initiates sex. Second one could be how he feels about sex and how he feels about rejection. Maybe in the past he was like, he just got shut down hardcore by a woman, and he's just going, fuck it, I'll just go to porn and get myself off because I don't want to fuck up, again, or feel that level of rejection. So there's many reasons here. The third one could be, and the second one could be maybe hormonal, maybe he's tired, things like that. That could also be the third option. The third option could be he's got someone else on the side. He doesn't like you, he doesn't feel sexually attracted to you anymore. He's like, But if he's banging off to porn, then I'd say that's probably not the case. Because if you've ever got a guy, he's not fapping off to porn, and you're not getting the sex, and he's sort of a horny guy, then something else is going on. He's probably got a girl on the side, and she's getting all his sexual energy and stuff like that. So there's 3 different options there. I would say, in my opinion, it'd be the first option that's going on here. I don't know either of you guys, but I'd say it'd be the first one, is that he just likes it when the girl initiates it, And the second one could be just, I'd go number 1. But you got to sit down and have a chat with them, because this is your relationship, and you can ask me the questions. I love answering these questions, so please, people, give me these questions. Send me these questions on Snap or Instagram or comment section or DMs or whatever. I'll see some, or Tumblr. Tumblr's a great way to reach me. Not by a private message on Tumblr, but by a public message. Just smash it out there till I answer it. I love making these sort of videos. So I would say be number one, don't take it personally, and don't make assumptions. If you're making assumptions, it means you're not communicating enough with your partner, and if they're not opening up with you, don't get angry at them. You've got to create a better environment where they feel safe, emotionally safe, that they can open up to you without judgment or fear of ridicule or fear of punishment, or maybe they're honest with you and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you. You know, like, hey, do you want honesty and openness, but you're going to punish it? Then you're never going to get it. All right. So what you want, you have to give. What you want, you have to give, and women are great at that. Women give what they want. So you've got to have that openness and can't be critiquing your guy if he opens up, etc. And vice versa for guys and girls. If your girl's opening up, then you can't be like punishing her. You can't, it's just like, what do you expect, man? Then women are like, yeah, you're a dumb fucking guy. I'm going to lie to you for the rest of my life because you punish me when I'm honest to you. So if you want honesty, you can't punish it. You just got to let people tell them. And that's great, because then people can tell you what they really want. And that's the best thing, isn't it? I remember when I was a kid, someone would make some food for you, you didn't like it, but you're like, oh yeah, it tastes really good. And then they serve it to you again, or you get a Christmas present like a turtleneck sweater or some dodgy socks. And you're like, yeah, thanks, Nan, or whatever. Because you want to hurt their feelings. But in relationships, man, you do that, that's no quality relationship going on there. That's suffering. So you've got to be straight up open and communicate in a way where people don't feel rejected, etc. But again, everyone's different. Some people's feelings are hurt really easy because they're under CARB or they're too sensitive or whatever. And that's another thing as well, if you want to be in a relationship with people like that. But I certainly don't. But anyway, hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, ask me again, and we'll keep banging out these videos. Give these videos a thumbs up if you like this content. If you don't like this content, if you want to see pictures of boats, give it a dislike. See you on the road. Thanks for the questions. Open communication. Life's about learning. And lastly, there's a good book called The 5 Love Languages. There's a little PDF test you can do, maybe take 10-20 minutes, and you can do that. You can do that little test and then see how you go. I would say both of your love languages might be physical touch. Yeah, so you might be both laying there going, okay, touch me, I'm waiting for you. No, you won't, I'm waiting for you. So you're waiting for someone to initiate that physical touch. It sounds like you're waiting for him to ravage you. He's waiting for you to ravage him. So if you're both waiting in bed for ravishment and no one's making the move, or someone makes the move and like, oh, I wish that I didn't have to make that move. I wish you'd made that move for me. You got two people desiring physical touch, and they're not really, not really giving it to each other. There's, that initiation. They're like, oh, you only did it because I'd initiate it, and then, you know what I mean. So that's where that feeling of loss of passion can stem from. So you want to do that little PDF test, have a read of that, and then go from there and see what you think of that, because that can be a great insight. And if your guy doesn't want to do that, then you got some work to do. You got some work to do. Because it's a pretty straightforward test. But you've got to make these things fun for people, and they've got to come from a place of no judgment and criticism and stuff like that, and just open communication. Because otherwise, if you're doing this little test and the guy's like, oh, I want to do this fucking test, blah, 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 he might just be a guy who's just not into you, or he might be a guy who's maybe scared or shy or whatever. But if he's at the age you said he's at, then he's probably many reasons there. I could talk for hours on this one, couldn't we? But anyway, recap it. Do that 5 love languages test with him. Set aside a time and stuff like that. But it's just about communicating your needs, And guys, you got to understand that if you have an environment where your woman can't communicate her needs, she'll communicate them to someone else, and he'll be giving that passion to her, and then you'll be your monkey branched off. So that's just how it works. That's how women work. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just how it is. It's just like sometimes this is smooth water, sometimes it's choppy. It's just the world we live in. It's human, it's men, it's human communication. Get on with it, get up to speed with it, or get left behind. And lastly, if you do want that top quality level of relationship that you deserve and you want to be in, then open up the communication channels. The quality of your relationship is in direct proportion to the quality of your communication. I'll say it again. The quality of your life, not just your relationships, the quality of your life. The relationship with yourself, with other people, it's all about communication. Open, positive, constructive communication. Avoid coming from a place of judgment, overly self-critical or overly critical of others. Have more empathy, understanding. But also you want to be tolerant and not too lenient, because you can waste a lot of lifetime doing things for other people that don't really deserve it. So there's a balance point there. Go find that balance point. What I've realised in life, the older I get, more experience I get, some people in life want to go deep. Some people really want to dive down deep, and some people they're happy living on the surface. All right, there's not good or bad. So if you want a deep level relationship, deep emotions, deep vibes, then you've got to find someone who's ready to go deep. If you just want that surface level relationship, then just find a surface swimmer. You know? And again, it's not good or bad, it's just different. So if you're a deep diving person and you got yourself a surface swimmer, it's not going to be a real fulfilling relationship. And correspondingly, if you're a surface swimmer and you got someone who wants to go deep all the time, and you're like, you know, you're not really going to be that happy. So you've got to find someone who is a surface swimmer or a deep diver. There's not good or bad of either. It's just different. You know, it's like salty or sweet. Not good or bad. It's just different. So find out what you are, find out what you like, and then pursue it. Make it happen.